Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow and my Simple Sunday project. Today I'm making a fast and easy little card using the Free as a Bird stamp set from the annual catalogue and the matching Bird Ballad DSP. And the piece I've chosen is this little piece with the trees and sort of the spring buds on. It's got the swallows on the back. But I'm going to use it this way up. And it's one of those cards that you don't need much in the way of supplies and you don't have to have lots and lots of tools or anything. You can make it quite easily. So I've started off with a piece of pool party card, just folded in half. And if you want to know sizings and things, pop on over to my blog because the sizes are always there. And you don't have to worry about trying to write them down while I'm talking. So here's the DSP that I mentioned, and I've just left a small border all the way around. I'm going to attach it just with my snail. Don't need much. Okay, so that's going to go just on the front. And as I said, it's got a nice tiny little border. Just enough for you to see that pool party card behind it. Okay, and then next I've got a little piece of Whisper White, and what I've done is taken one of the nested label dies. I've actually chosen this one, and I've just popped it in the centre, cut it out, and I'm saving that piece that came out of it. I don't need it for today, but it's a great little label for a card for another day. If you don't have these, you could use a punch. So one of the circle punches would look really nice, or a scallop punch, but I like these little stitched dies. At the moment, I really like the stitched look of them. Okay, so this piece is going to go on the front just here. And then we're going to put this little bird just on the outside of it. So what we need to do is I've used soft suede, just find an ink that's going to work for you, and just the little single bird. I'm going to make sure I've got ink on all of it, yeah. And you only need a scrap to stamp it on, that's enough. You see, it's not a whole piece of card, it's not even a new piece of card, it's a piece that I've been using already for other things. Oop, and while I have that out, I'm actually going to stamp the bird again on the little piece of white card that will go inside our card. And that just carries the theme over. And then what I should also do is get an envelope. And I'm going to do just the same on the envelope. Might as well do it all at the same time. And that way everything matches. Okay, so I don't need any more ink. Oh, I will need more ink. Because what I'm going to do is use this little sentiment and stamp it just here. But in actual fact, I have already done that, so I don't need any more ink. I've already done it on the other side. I just stamped the little hello. And then these ones I'm going to colour in. And I've got just a few of my blend pens. If you don't have blends, you can use ink straight from the ink pad with one of our little aqua painters. You could use watercolour crayons, you could use markers, whatever you've got is good for this. And I'm just going to quickly, I'm not doing a lot of colouring, a lot of blending. I'm just going to quickly make it so that it looks just like a little bird that uses similar colours to this. Just going to give him a little bit of a green colour tummy. And as you can see, I'm not putting much effort into it at all. Then this is the ivory marker. I could use the crumb cake, but I just happened to get ivory out. And where where those lines are that Stampin' Up have given us, I'm just going over those bits twice. I'm not going to colour his eye in. So, and then as it's drying, where those shady lines are, I'll just go over it again. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with this little one here. Cards don't always need to take you a long time for the recipients to really enjoy receiving them. I think sometimes it's more about getting a card than that's handmade, rather than, oh, this is a better card because she spent 50 minutes colouring in, or this is a nicer card because it's got more ribbon on. I think it's just that act of actually getting a card that people like. Okay, so this is the one for inside, and this is the one we're going to cut for the front. So I'm going to just hatch the inside first. Okay. And I do love it when everything matches. So just the fact that the envelope is going to match as well just adds that little bit of extra something. Okay, now this one I'm going to fussy cut out. And really, I'm not going to do much in the way of extra little details on my cutting. I'm just going to give a tiny white border all the way around. And you can make the border as wide or as narrow as you like. I find it's easier to leave a border rather than try and cut up to where the ink is. If you try and cut right on the edge of the ink, I think sometimes it's just too tricky. And then you end up with little tiny bits of white showing that you don't really want. And then you have to go around the edges with a marker pen. Or I think just a little clean white border is all you need. Okay, so then I'm going to go back with our little piece of white that we die cut. And I'm just going to pop on the back Stampin' Dimensions. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the edge bits. Oh, it doesn't want to come off. So let me see if I can peel it that way. There we go. I'm going to use some of these straight bits. I know then that this will fit all the way down the edge in a nice straight line. And then we're not wasting anything. We're using everything on the sheet of dimensionals. It doesn't look fantastic from the back, but nobody's going to be looking at the back. And it's just going to be holding our piece on. I'm going to put a tiny little piece down here, just for the edge. Okay. And then let's take this backing off. Oh, doesn't want to come off today. There we go. But this is the sort of card that I would maybe make a few up with thank you on or hello, and then if I needed just to send a quick card to a friend, you know, you've already got them made up. And they don't take you long to make. Okay, so I'll make sure this is straight, and then I'm going to pop this in the middle. And now you see what I was meaning about that paper, giving you a border as well as a little bit of interest on the front as well. Okay, so now my little bird here, I'm just going to pop him on with glue dots, and I'm going to put one little dimensional on his head, and that way the card won't bend, but when he's on here, he'll be the same height as our layer. And otherwise, you know, sometimes they can get a little bit squashed if you're mailing them, and that one dimensional just means that he'll stay in place. Just pop one on his feet. And let's see, I don't want one on the bottom of his tail, but I want one sort of halfway down. There we go. And I'm just going to pop him right on the edge. Oh, I forgot to take the backing off that dimensional. There we go. Now he's on there. Okay. And the next little thing that I need is just a little bit of twine. And I got 2 different pieces of twine out. I got some of our Whisper White Baker's twine and some of the, I think it's like a crumb cake twine from the Rooted in Nature set that we had. And I wasn't sure which colour I would be putting it on. So let's see. So the brown's nice because it ties in with the little bird and our writing. Let's have a look at the white as well. I think I'm going to go with the brown. So let's put this on here, and I'm just going to tie, you could tie a knot or a bow. I'm just going to tie a quick little bow here. And this twine is a little bit thicker. Oh, that's not quite long enough though. It's a little bit thicker. So it makes a bit more of a statement sometimes when it's the thicker twine. Just a simple little bow. And you can, you could change the size of it once you've got the bow tied. I'm going to make those. Oh, I don't like that, it's a bit wonky. Let's do that again. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. I don't want a wonky bow. Oh, it's nice down there, but you know, it might look quite nice, just a bow on the top there too. If you didn't want to do a bow all the way down. Okay. Oops. Bow tying is escaping me today. There we go. Just shorten those tails a little bit. Okay. Might pop a glue dot under that little bow just to keep it still. My twine seems to be wriggling around a lot. Oh, that's better. I must have had it twisted, I think. I should cut that tiny bit more. Okay. And there we are, that's my simple little card. But what you could do with this is you could put some little rhinestones on. You could put this through the embossing folder if you wanted to have a slight pattern on the front. You could certainly add more colour or a larger sentiment and things, but for a simple, quick little Sunday card, that is just how I envisaged it was going to end up, and I like it. So thanks very much for watching me. If you give this card a go, post a picture of it on our YouTube or on the Facebook page. I'd love to see what you create with the designs. Thanks very much, everybody. See you all again very soon. Bye-bye.